If Trump was not running for president, trust that you would never know the names Letitia James, Jack Smith, Fani Willis, Arthur Engeron, or Alvin Bragg. All right, Kimberly Guilfoyle joins me tonight to talk more about this. You're an attorney. You know this better than anyone. I mean, with Trump, it's always been about lawfare. The attacks from the left in the last several years against the right have all been, just lawfare tactics. But I think what's amazing right now, especially, I mean, when you look at the fraud case in New York, which has no victims, and is based on flimsy arguments like the fact that they think Mar-a-Lago could possibly be worth $18 million when it's worth 10 times that, or probably 20 or 30 times that. And then you have what we just saw on Friday with E. Jean Carroll, this ridiculous story. I mean, they have bent reality to go after this man. And it's like, and what the institutions they're destroying, the justice system in this country. I mean, who can ever trust this again after what we're seeing right now, all to take him down?
It's so, really been so severely compromised. And once again, Rob, you're right. None of this lawfare has anything to do with the facts of the law. As a former prosecutor, I am appalled by what I am seeing. This is all lawless, left-wing extremists, and they do not care about our justice system or about our country. They only care about one thing, and it's raw power. They are terrified that they can't win and beat Trump at the ballot box. That's what this is about. This is election interference in that sense. They are using the courts as a destructive political weapon against Donald Trump. Courts are supposed to be safeguards against these abuses of power. But now, instead, they are enabling those abuses in the worst absolute way possible. But the American people are seeing it. They're waking up. This E. Jean Carroll case is absolutely ridiculous. And the award of $83 million is completely out of line. Our justice system has lost, as you said, really, quite frankly, all legitimacy and credibility. And now it's about the building it back to restore that integrity, that authenticity, and the moral fabric and fiber that this country was founded on. But the problem is there's two standards, Rob, because the Democrats do exactly what they accuse everyone else of doing. They want to hide the facts that get in way of their false narratives, because their biggest enemy, quite frankly, is the truth. And we see it over and over again, whether it's a corrupt justice system, the wide open border, the crime. They want us to deny what we're seeing with our own two eyes.
I hope if there's one thing that everybody can take away is that I hope that at least the other side can acknowledge the fact that none of this would be happening if this man wasn't running for president. I mean, do you think that, are they going after every single, commercial real estate contractor in New York right now? No, they're only going after the one that's running for president, even though you could expand what they're doing to him. You could take it to everybody. You've got, you have an allegation of he's been found of sexual abuse. You have it's 30 years ago, maybe-ish. They don't know the year. There's so many things that don't align factually.
Bergdorf, Goodman. The whole thing is so ridiculous. And so you're not allowed to defend yourself in America. He's not allowed to say that she's a liar and what she said is not true. He was found not guilty of rape. But now he's being fined $83 million by someone who has a mouse house and a pet called Vagina. I mean, please, you can't even make this up. This would even be an embarrassment to Austin Powers. It's just, this is America. That's why he's saying, I've got to run, because if they can do this to me, to President Trump, they can do it to any single one of us. And just for a nice little juxtaposition, okay, let's do a little flashback, because today is the 5-year anniversary of the Jussie Smollett hoax. Do you remember that nonsense?
Yeah.
That is a perfect example of how Democrats use outright lies to smear Donald Trump and his supporters, but look at poor Jussie. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. That's why I'm looking forward to ending this nonsense and restoring the integrity of the justice system when Donald Trump is resoundingly reelected in November of 2024.
There was a rare moment of justice for Trump today. The ex-IRS contractor who leaked his tax documents was sentenced to 5 years in prison. You want to talk about lies, Kim? I mean, his tax returns were supposed to be the proof that he was a Russian agent, that he had never paid taxes, that he was a corrupt, scheming, scumbag. They hated him so much. It was all in those tax documents. I still remember, when it all was revealed, it showed he paid his taxes like everybody else. There was no big moment. I remember when Rachel Maddow got some of his tax documents, and she had nothing when she went on TV.
She went like breaking news. It went bananas. It was like frothing at the mouth. I know, it was unbelievable. And it showed that he paid his taxes. Oh, and that Trump's a rich guy. I mean, give me a break. You know, and this is, I just really don't believe that justice delayed is going to be justice denied. I have, you know, faith and heart in our system that will restore the integrity of the justice system, end the lawfare for all Americans. This should be a bipartisan issue. These cases will be reversed on appeal. It's an outrageous overreach against a honest, hardworking American man who served this country admirably as president, and God willing, will do so again. I mean, he paid the mortgages off, no late payments. Paperwork says, do your due diligence. Here are the valuations. Deutsche Bank, poor Deutsche Bank.
The banks are,
and does it.
yeah. Yeah.
Right?
The banks are testifying in his defense. The victims are testifying in his defense. And you know what? This week, they'll probably still try and bill him a $300 million fine for it. That's the country that we're in right now. Kim, I got to leave it there, but it is unbelievable. Good to see you as always, Kim. Thank you.